Joining me now, three of my favorite radio talk show hosts from KCMO in Kansas City, Chris Stegall. Chris, how are you?
Lou, feeling good. Happy St. Pat's.
And to you. In Washington, D.C., from WHFS and WPGC, Guy Lambert. Good to have you with us, Guy.
Hey, Lou, thanks for having me.
And in New York City, from WABC Radio, what's the name? Mark Simone. How the heck are you, Mark?
Great to be back.
Good to see you guys. Let me just say, we're watching something sort of amazing on these AIG bonuses. There's a mystery tonight as to what happened with the Snow Amendment that would have constrained this sort of thing in the stimulus package. It's curious how the Dobbs amendment was added, which he now denies he did. It seems like no one knows what's happening with trillions of dollars, Mark, in stimulus packages or how bonuses get permitted.
Well, first of all these guys, Republicans, Democrats, White House, Congress, they knew about these bonuses. We always have these bonuses. Chris Dodd gets that.
It's a Wall Street deal.
It's a Wall Street deal. Let's go back to Elliot Spitzer, who chased Hank Greenberg out of AIG years ago. Who knows, had he stayed, maybe we wouldn't have had this meltdown. He was a pretty good CEO. And also, they're going to tax to death these guys to get the bonus back, even though it's the London office, and most of them are British citizens. Yeah. I don't know how you tax them.
Well, I'm not sure how you, with a constitution like ours, I know it's honored in the breach more these days, but, Guy, I mean, isn't it kind of unconstitutional to tax retroactively?
Hey, Lou, well, plain and simple, you know, when you buy a house, you sit down and you do what? You look at the paperwork before you sign it, don't you? You would have thought rather, that Chris Dodd would have pretty much done the same thing. Listen, this thing is really just getting out of hand. You have moms, you have dads that wake up every morning, they feed their kids, send them off to school, hop in the car, spend an hour or two getting to work, spend all day at work, get home to learn that, wow, my tax dollars, my hard-earned tax dollars have been spent by this, or rather bonuses have been given to these top executives. I think a lot of people are outraged right now, to say the least.
And how do you think they feel, those folks you're talking about, Guy, when, you've got Chris Dodd and Harry Reid, all of them scratching their heads saying, well, I don't know how that happened. I mean, what do you think, Chris?
Well, look, that's just it. It's kind of like follow the, we're like all supposed to be a bunch of cats, and they've got the ball of yarn, and we're just supposed to look wherever they shake it. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, we're all figuring it out now. We're a little too smart for them. We know they're the folks that have known about these bonuses all along. The New York Times is reporting it. Politico's reporting it. You're reporting it. The cat's out of the bag, Lou. The jig is up. They knew about these bonuses. It's time to stop pummeling AIG and put them accountable for this.
Yeah, let's also remember, out of a $180 billion bailout, $165 million is like 35 cents. And we're hearing from guys that, men and women who threw away $1 trillion on stimulus. So when you talk about waste, let's take a look at them, too.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. But at the same time, I just want to put up one thing, if we've got this, a full screen that shows how these political contributions went. And if there's some confusion about why people can't figure out who wrote what and who took what out of the stimulus package, could we put that full screen up on the political contributions? Well, there's Dodd, $103,000. I guess we're going to do this one at a time. And then here's number two, Barack Obama. We're going to stop with Barack Obama because we're all get worn out.
It is a hell of a coincidence.
It is a heck of a coincidence. So the number 1 and 2, we're going to be back to find out what all that money buys. And we'll see if it's a successful investment, and maybe the best investment that's been made by anybody here in the last year or so. We'll be right back with our panel in just a moment. But first, our poll question. Do you believe we should immediately dispense with the too big to fail policy? We'd like to hear from you. Yes or no? Cast your vote at LouDobbs.com. We'll have the results here later. 95% of you say we should immediately dispense with the too big to fail policy. And I'm with you.